I'm going to play the Challenge 7 of the Second Breakfast from Card Talk. That is this quest Escape from Umbar. And the restrictions for this challenge is this deck can have no attachments, has to have Cirdan the Shipwright, and be a Council of the Wise. So I've chosen a Nordal deck with Cirdan, 12 threat. He's a 4/2/2/4, and you can draw Nordal Noble. Draw one additional card at the beginning of the resource phase. Forced. After drawing cards at the beginning of the resource phase, choose and discard one of them. Then I have Arwen Indomnial. She's 9 threat, a 3/1/2/3, Nordal Noble. Action. Discard a card from your hand to add one resource to a Noldor hero's resource pool, or to Aragorn's resource pool. Limit once per round. And Galdor of the Havens. He's a 9 threat, a 2/2/1/4, Nordal. Response. After drawing your setup hand, instead of taking a mulligan, you may discard any number of cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Action. If you have no cards in your hand, draw 6 cards. Limit once per game. So that's a total starting threat of 30. And a Council of the Wise is a contract, and you can't include more than one copy of a card by title in your deck. Response. After you play an event from your hand, choose one. Reduce your threat by 1. Draw a card, or add one resource to a hero's resource pool. You can only choose each option once per round. And the other deck has to have items, have Noble, and Grimbeorn, the old hero. So I have Grimbeorn the old. He's a 11 threat, a 0/3/3/5, Bjorning warrior, sentinel. Response. After Grimbeorn the old defends an attack, spend one resource from his resource pool to declare him as an attacker against that enemy, and resolve his attack. The defending enemy gets -2 defense for this attack. I've got Bard, son of Brand. He's 9 threat, 2/2/2/3, Dale Noble. While playing an item attachment, Bard, son of Brand is considered to have the printed leadership, lore, and tactics icons. Response. When a character leaves play, return each attachment attached to that character to its owner's hand. Limit once per phase. And then I have Legolas. He's 9 threat, a 1/3/1/4, Noble, Sylvan warrior, ranged. Response. After Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the quest. So the total starting threat for this quest, this deck is 29. And now I'm having it at a Force of 300s contract. Your deck cannot include ally cards. Each of your heroes can have one additional restricted attachment. Reduce the cost of the first restricted attachment you play on each of your heroes each round by 1, and refresh action. If each of your heroes has at least 2 restricted attachments, flip this card over. Side B. Each of your heroes can have 1 additional restricted attachment and gets +1 willpower for each restricted attachment on it. Action. Exhaust this card to heal 1 damage from each of your heroes. And for this 300 deck, I've included approximately 40% attachments and about 40% items. And for the Nordal deck, I've included about 40% advance. My goal is to play 1 event each round at the least. Draw 6 cards. I'll keep this hand. Actually, I can take a mulligan. That's or this response. I'm going to discard 1, 2. Two cards, and I get to draw 2 cards. Okay. We'll go over to the 300 deck. I'm going to keep this hand. (1A) Stranded in Umbar. Setup: sees them to the staging area. Each player adds 1 different location to the staging area and puts 1 copy of Umbar Sentry into play and engage with him. Shuffle the encounter deck. So we got the Umbar Sentries. Seize them. And 1B, Stranded in Umbar, 15 quest points. While at least 1 player is engaged with an enemy, players cannot defeat this stage. And we also have to search for each player has to search for 1 different location. So I've chosen the Port Harad and the narrow alleyway. About resources. And now for the Council of the Wise to show that I've used different abilities. I'm going to have the resource token to show that I've used the ability to take a resource. The lore token to show that I've drawn a card. And the spirit token to show that I've reduced my threat. So I'm just going to put these next to the contract and put them on the contract when they've used those abilities. Draw a card. Ioris. Put Ioris in play. We're going to play Deep Knowledge. Doom 2, and each player draws 2 cards. And I'm going to use the ability to put a resource onto Galdor. And going back to the very beginning, when I was Cirdan, I was supposed to draw 2 cards. Actually, these are the 2 cards, so I had to discard one of them. Try to remember that next time. I'm going to put out the Ministress Lampright. I'm going to discard Lords of the Eldar. Put a resource onto Galdor the Havens. Now I'm going to go over to the 300 stack. Draw a card. We're going to put a Raiment of War on the Grimbeorn the Old, using Legolas's resource. So he gets +1 attack, +1 defense, and +2 hit points. And I put the Bow of You onto Legolas. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. There is a total of 4 in the staging area. We're going to quest for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and reveal the first card. It's a Southron soldier. Second card revealed is a Southron champion. So we added 5, so that brings it up to 9. So we quested neutral. Now we're going to go into the engagement phase. We're going to engage with Southron champion with the 300 stack. And now we have to deal out archery. We actually quested unsuccessfully by 2. Because the Southron champion gives +2, +1 threat to each other Hrad enemy, so it's only +1. So we're dealing out 2 archery. We're going to deal 2 archery to Arwen. Now we deal out shadow cards. We're going to block this Umbar sentry with Grimbeorn. He's attacking for 4. Until the end of the round, attacking enemy can't take damage. So we take no damage. Then we're going to block the Umbar sentry with Bard, son of Brand. Attacking for 4, takes 2 damage. Now we're going to take the Southron champion undefended. Attacking enemy makes an additional attack after this one. So we're going to put 3 damage on the Legolas. And then this one's going to go undefended. Attacking enemy gets +1, +2 if it was engaged this round. It was. So it's attacking for 5. So I'm going to put 5 damage on the Grimbeorn the Old. Now I'm going to attack with Legolas and destroy the Umbar sentry. And that puts 2 progress onto the main quest. Now I'm going to spend 1 resource from Galdor's resource pool and exhaust Ioris and heal 3 damage from Grimbeorn. Go to the next round. Draw a card. Zora's Key. We're going to put an Unexpected Courage onto Grimbeorn, using up all of Bard, Son of Bran's resources. We're going to put the Raven-Winged Helm onto Grimbeorn the Old. Now we're going to go over to the Council of the Wise deck. We draw 2 cards, now we have to discard 1. Card draw is nice. We're going to discard a Good Harvest. Now we're going to play Duran's Ruins. Draw 2 cards. Now we discard a card. We're going to discard the Ravanian Outrider. And now we can use the Council of the Wise ability. Now we're going to put use a resource and put that resource onto Galdor the Havens. Now we're going to discard Akina's Lances for Arwen's ability and put a resource onto Galdor the Havens. Now we're going to play Furial. We're also going to put in the escort from Edoras. Now we go into the questing phase. There is a total of 6 in the staging area. And we're going to quest for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And after Furiel commits to a quest, look at the top card of the encounter deck, then you may discard it. Each player must choose either raise your threat by 1 for each character you control or discard a character you control. I'll keep it. So the first card, I'm going to discard the Ministress Lampright and raise my threat by 3 for the 300s deck. Card 2 is a Port Harad. That added 2 threat to the staging area, bringing it up to 8. So he quested successfully by 10. Putting 10 progress on the main quest. And then the escort from Edoras has to be discarded. Now we're going to travel to the narrow alleyway. And we're going to put the Umbar sentry underneath it. Now go to the engagement phase. We're not going to engage anyone. Now go to the combat phase. There's no archery. Now I'm going to block the Southron soldier with Grimbeorn. No shadow, no damage. And then I'm going to ready up Grimbeorn with Unexpected Courage. And then attack back for 4, and Legolas makes 7, and then 1 direct damage. It will destroy the Southron soldier. And that puts 2 progress onto the narrow alleyway, exploring it, and the Umbar sentry comes back into play, engaged with the first player. Now we go to the next round. Two cards. Now we have to discard 1. I'm going to discard the rumors from the earth. I'm going to discard Rumors from the Earth. Put 1 resource on the Galdor the Havens. I'm going to play Elro here. Then I'm going to play the Gladria Minstrel. I get to search the top 5 cards in my deck for an event and put it in my hand. I'm going to put Elrond's Consul into my hand. Now I'll go over to the 300's deck, draw a card, Thor's Key, we're going to put a Hulberg of Mail onto Grimbeorn, giving him +1 defense and +1 hit point. Now we're going to put the Spear of a Citadel onto Grimbeorn. Go into the questing phase. There's a total of 1 in the 2, 4 in the staging area. Now we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And the first card, threat by 1 for each character you control, or discard a character you control. I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to raise the 300's deck by 3. And then I'm going to discard the Gladria Minstrel. So that lowers our threat by, our willpower by 1. Bringing us down to 16. And the second card is a Southron Archer. So we raise the threat by 3. Bringing it up to 7. So we quested successfully by 9. But we can only put total of max of 15 quest points onto the 16 progress onto the 15 progress onto the main quest. And this stage cannot be defeated while or engaged with an enemy. We're also going to lower our threat by 3. play Elrond's Consul. And we're going to put a resource on the Guild or the Havens for the Consul of the Wise's ability. And we have to engage the Southron champion. And the Southron archer engages the Consul of the Wise deck. You have to remove 2 progress from the main quest or discard an ally. We're going to remove 2 progress. Deal out shadow cards. We also have 3 archery to deal with. We're going to put 2 onto Elro here and 1 onto Furiel. We're going to block the Southron archer with Grimbeorn. Does 1 damage. And attacking enemy gets +1, +2 if it was engaged this round. It was. So it's attacking for 6. We have 5 defense, and we're going to cancel off 1 damage with the Raven-winged helm. So no damage. We're going to ready up with the Unexpected Courage. And now we're going to block with Grimbeorn. And no shadow, no damage. Now we're going to remove 2 progress from the main quest. To keep the Umbar sentry from getting +2 attacks. So he's attacking for 3. We're taking it undefended. And he gets +1. So he's attacking for 4. I'm going to put that onto Grimbeorn. Grimbeorn has a total of 8 hit points. So he's at 6 damage. We also put 1 damage against the Southron champion. And Legolas is going to attack back. And he's going to attack the Umbar sentry and destroy it. And put 2 progress onto the main quest. Now we're going to spend 1 resource from Galdor the Haven's resource pool and heal up 3 damage from Grimbeorn with Iora's ability. Go to the next round. We're going to discard the Power of Orthanc. Now we're going to use one of Cirdan's resources and put a Elven Light back into my hand. And even if I'm playing this event, I'm not playing the event from my hand. I'm playing it from my discard pile, so I don't get any bonus. But they do get a draw card. Faramir. I'm going to discard Faramir for Arwen's ability and put one resource onto Arwen. Now we're going to go over to the 300s deck should have gone first. We're going to put the Raiment of War onto Legolas, giving him +1 attack, +1 defense, and +2 hit points. So now he's attacking for 4, pierced 1. Now we're going to play the Thor's Key. Put that on to Bard, Son of Bane, or Son of Brad, and go into the questing phase. There's 4 in the staging area right now. We're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. First card, we're gonna discard it with Ferial's ability. And we got an Umbar Street. And then we get Enemy Pursuit. Either remove all progress from the main quest or assign X damage among characters in play, where X is the number of progress on the main quest. Well, we're going to get rid of all the quests because we don't want to deal 13 damage. So that added 3 to the staging area, bringing it up to 7. So we quested successfully by 5. We're going to travel to the Umbar Street. There's no enemies to engage. We have 2 archery. I put 1 on Ferial. And 1 onto Legolas. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block the Southron champion with Grimbeorn. Well, that's nice to get rid of that one. Nasty side quest. So no shadow, no damage. We also pierce one with the spear. And we're going to spend one resource and attack him back for 4 pierce 2. So it deals 3 damage to him. And now we're going to block the South Round Archer. Deals 1 damage to him. And no shadow, no damage. And we're going to attack and destroy the South Round Archer with Legolas. And put 2 progress onto the active location. Now we're going to spend one of Galdor's resources and exhaust Ioris to heal 3 damage from Grimbeorn. And go to the next round. We're going to discard Secret Paths. We're going to discard an Elven Light to put 1 resource onto Galdor. We're going to play a Northern Tracker. Now we're going to go over to the 300s deck, draw a card. We're going to put a Bow of You onto Bard, Son of Brand. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put 1 progress on each location in the staging area. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And there is a total of 2 in the staging area. First card, Umbar Street. And we're going to put the Thor's key onto them. And the second one is a Umbar Sentry. That is Surge. And it goes to a South Round Soldier. So that adds 3, 4, 5, 6 to the staging area, bringing it up to 8. And we're going to play a Hands Upon the Bow. and attack with leg loss. So he gets +1 attack from the hands upon the bow, so he's attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pierce 1. So that is going to destroy the Umbar sentry. And put 2 progress down, and one goes on to the active location, the other one goes on to the main quest. And there's one less threat in the staging area. So we quest successfully by 8, putting 8 progress onto the main quest, bringing it up to 14. So we're going to engage the Southron champion. And we're going to remove, first we're going to travel to the Umbar Square. Then we're going to remove 2 progress from the main quest so he doesn't make an additional attack. And there's no archery. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block the Southron champion with Grimbeorn, and pierce 1 destroys it. Then we're going to block the Southron soldier with Grimbeorn, and until the end of the round, attacking enemy can't. Defending character cannot ready. We're going to use 1 resource and attack back, and he's attacking for 4 minus 2 defense, and that destroys him. So at the moment there's no engaged enemies, but we only have 12 in the main quest. Now we go to the next round. We're going to discard Light the Beacons. We're going to discard Gaffer to put 1 resource onto Galdor the Havens. Then we're going to put a Sylvan Tracker into play. Go over to the 300 deck, draw a card, Golden Belt. I'm going to pull Golden Belt onto Grimbeorn. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We put progress on each of the locations. So we're questing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And there is a total of 0 in the staging area. First card, we're going to keep it. And the second card is a Herodrim Estate. So that added 5 to the staging area. So we quested successfully by 12. That clears out the active location and puts 9 onto the quest. We can only put 3, but that we do move to the next stage because we have no engaged enemies. 2A. Flee the city. When revealed, end the current phase. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, starting with the first player. Each player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until he discards an enemy and puts it into play engaged with him. So the Umbar Sentry goes play engaged with the 300s deck. Another Umbar Sentry goes into play engaged with the Council of the Wise deck. Now 2B, 15 quest points. This stage cannot have more than 15 progress tokens on it. At the beginning of the quest phase, if any player is not engaged with an enemy, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. While at least one player is engaged with an enemy, the players cannot defeat this stage. If the players defeat this stage, they win the game. And I'm going to optionally engage the Cirdan Archer with the 300s deck, and there's no progress on the quest, and we have no allies. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 archery. We're going to put 2 onto the Sylvan Tracker and 2 onto the Northern Tracker. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block the Cirdan Archer with Grimbeorn. Attacking enemy makes an additional attack. We deal 1 direct damage. And then we're going to spend 1 resource and deal 4 Pierce 2, and it destroys him before he can make an additional attack. Now we're going to ready up with Unexpected Courage. And block with the Umbar Sentry. Deals 1 damage. And no shadow. And it's no damage. Now we're going to play a Quick Strike. And we're going to declare Legolas as an attacker. And he's going to attack and destroy the Umbar Sentry before it can attack. And put 2 progress onto the main quest. Now we're going to go to the next round. And when a Sylvan ally readies up, they heal 1 damage because of this Sylvan tracker. We're going to keep to test the well and get rid of Gandalf. Now we're going to draw a card using one of Cirdan's resources and bringing back the Elven Light. Now we're going to discard the Elven Light and put a resource onto Baldor the Havens. And now we're going to put in Eladan. Now we're going to go over to the 300th deck, draw a card, Limbus. We're going to put Limbus onto Grimbeorn. Then we're going to put a Thor's Key onto Bard Son of Brand. And go into the questing phase. And at the beginning of the questing phase, if any player is not engaged with an enemy, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded and added to the staging area. It's an Umbar Sentry. Now we're going to quest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put another progress on each of the locations. And the progress cannot be placed on the estate. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the staging area. We're also going to quest for 2 more with Bard Son of Brand, bringing us up to 20. First card, we're going to keep it. And the second card is a Southron Champion. So we added 5 to the staging area, bringing us up to 11. So we quested successfully by 9. Actually 8. So that puts 8 progress onto the main quest, bringing it up to 10. And because of the Umbar Street, well, Umbar Street is the active location, each enemy gets -1 engagement cost for each progress token on the main quest. So we're traveling to that. Now comes engagement phase. We're going to optionally engage the Southron champion with the Council of the Wise deck, and then engage the Umbar Sentry with the 300s deck. Deal out shadow cards. We're going to block the Southron champion with Grimbeorn. Discard an attachment. Still the Council of the Wise deck, even if the 300s deck is defending. And we have no attachments. So no damage. And we're going to use Grimbeorn's ability to deal 4 pierce 2. We also get 1 damage because of the spear. So he takes 3 damage. We also had archery 2. I'm going to put 1 on Legolas. And 1 onto the Sylvan Tracker. We're going to take two progress off the main quest. And take this attack undefended. And until the end of the round, the defending character can't ready, but there's no defending character. Now we're going to put the damage on the Grimbeorn and minus off 1 because of the Raven's Helm, so he takes 1 damage. Now we're going to block with Grimbeorn for the Umbar Sentry. We're not going to take off any progress. Choose a non-unique enemy in the staging area. There's no non-unique enemies. So no damage. Now Legolas is going to attack for 4 pierce 1. And we're going to attack the Umbar Sentry and destroy it. And that's going to put 2 progress on the active location. Now we go to the next round. Each Sylvan character heals up by 1. Draw a card. Test a will. Go over to the Council of the Wise deck. We're going to put a Dwarven Tomb into my hand. Now we're going to play the Dwarven Tomb and put Escort from Edoras back into my hand. Now we're going to Consul of Wise ability and get a resource. I'll put a resource onto Arwen. Now we're going to put an Escort from Edoras into play. I don't know, we're going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. And we put 1 progress on each of the locations in the staging area that clears the 2 Forts of Harad. And so there's 3 in the staging area. And the first card, we're going to keep it. Umbar Street. And the second card is a South Ron Archer. So that added 4 to the staging area. Quest successfully by 18. That puts 1 progress onto the active location. And then we put 7 progress onto the main quest, bringing it up to 15. Now we're going to optionally engage the South Ron Archer. And the Escort from Edoras should be discarded. And then we have to remove 2 progress from the quest. And now we have Archery 3. We're going to put that onto Galdor. Deal out shadow cards. Now we're going to take this attack undefended. And it is no shadow, so we take 4 damage. We're going to minus that by 1. It's Grimbeorn. So it's a Raven Winged Helm. So we take 3 damage. Now we're going to block the Umbar Sentry with Grimbeorn. And before I reveal the shadow card during this action window, I'm going to ready up Grimbeorn with the Limbus and heal up 3 damage. Attacking enemy gets +1. So he's attacking for 5, and we have 5 defense, so no damage. Now we're going to block the Southron Champion with Grimbeorn. Ready him up with Unexpected Courage. No shadow, no damage. He takes 1 poke from the Spear of a Citadel. Now we're going to spend 1 resource and attack back, and he's destroyed. Now we're going to attack with Grimbeorn and Legolas for a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pierce 1, and that destroys the Southron Archer and puts 2 progress onto the main quest, bringing us up to 15. And then we're going to attack with Bard, Son of Brand, and destroy the Umbar Sentry. We have no enemies left in play, and 15 quest points on Flee the City. There's a win. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Challenge 8. Have a great day.